Yo, YouTube, what is good, bruv gang, what is good, and we are back with another video. Welcome to another edition of the JRPG Roundup show here on the channel. I am back finally. Sorry, I've been gone for a little while. I was off on a little vacation with my partner for my birthday. We're just celebrating both of our birthdays, so it was a nice time that we had over there. But I'm back now, back with videos, back with the content, so let's just get straight into it. We got a little bit of news coming for you guys, some exciting news as well. So let's get straight into the first piece of news. So first up, Persona 3 Portable and Persona 4 Golden ports are set to release on January 19th, 2023. We finally have release dates for both of these games. Me personally, Persona 3 Portable is one that I was looking forward to the most. Persona 4 Golden, of course, we got the PC port, I want to say 2 years ago now. I think during COVID we got that, I believe. So I played that game again. I did purchase it on Steam, so I did play that game again. But I am very much looking forward to Persona 3 Portable as well, since this game has finally got a release date. I cannot wait to pick this game up. So big shout out to RPG Site as well for the article. So the article reads, Atlus has announced the release dates for the upcoming remasters of Persona 3 Portable and Persona 4 Golden. The titles originally came out on the PlayStation Portable and Vita respectively, but both of them will make their way to the PS4, Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and PC via Steam on January 19th, 2023. So the announcement was first made at the Persona Super Live P-Sandwich 2022 concert held earlier today in Japan at the time of this recording of this video. Atlus has been known to slip in some game-related announcements to the live concerts, but for the 2022 edition, the company released a notice stating that there will be no game announcements. Following today's release date announcements for the ports, the notice was clearly intended to temper fans' expectations for a new mainline entry in the series. So of course, we were all expecting Persona 6, but I did report in one of my previous roundup shows that Atlus did announce that they announced basically that there would be no Persona 6 news or anything of that nature. But it is so dope to see that we have finally got release dates for both of these games, and mainly for Persona 3 Portable, because a lot of people were looking forward to that game, me included, me especially. I was very much looking forward to that game. So the Persona series 25th anniversary webpage has also been updated so that the release date confirmations for Persona 4 Golden and Persona 3 Portable fill the last announcement slot that was scheduled for autumn 2022. So it's really dope to see that these games are finally coming, man. Especially that these games are coming to Xbox as well. It's really dope to see that these games are coming to Xbox. I'm really praying and hoping that Xbox fans are gonna play these games, these amazing RPGs, two great JRPGs, especially Persona 3 as well. Persona 3 has been gone for so long. We've probably been dying for something as well to release, because of course FES, which was released on PlayStation 2 and then later released again as Persona 3 Portable on the PSP back in 2009 or 10, I want to say 2010, I want to say. So it's really good to see that these games are finally getting release dates, you know. So this is dope, man. I'm really excited. Me personally, I will be picking this game up on the Nintendo Switch, just for the portability as well, to be honest. I know it is Persona 3 Portable. That's not the reason why I'm picking it up, but it's because of portability as well. Of course, you guys know my stance on the Switch. I love the Switch so much. So I will be picking that up on there. Persona 4 Golden will probably be a miss for me, since I already do own it on PC and I do own it on the Vita as well, but I don't really have intentions to, or incentive really, to go back and play that game. But Persona 3 Portable is one game that I do want to play again, because Persona 3 is one of my favorites in the series and one that I do implore everybody to check out. It's a really dope game, So if you guys did like Persona 5, of course, we know that Persona 5 Royal is releasing on October 21st of this year, so definitely be on the lookout for that and definitely pick up these games. So moving on to the next piece of news, Soul Hackers 2 update to add dash ability, high speed battle mode, and 4 new demons in early November. So this is kind of big news. I think Atlus probably underestimated, or probably didn't really see that Soul Hackers 2 would not do that well. Not saying the game failed completely, but the game did not sell that well today. Of course, to Atlus's expectations, there were a lot of gripes with the game. My only one gripe, probably I do have a lot of gripes with the game, but my one gripe with the game is that the game is extremely short, and of course we all know that a lot of DLC is hidden behind the paywall. which of course is day one DLC, which we all hate. I do believe this was added in SMT 5 as well, but I can't lie, the day one DLC didn't really bother me as such, because the game was so lengthy as well, and the game was amazing too, so it wasn't really much of a big deal. So getting into the article, Atlus will release a free update for Soul Hackers 2 in early November that adds a dash ability, high-speed battle mode, 4 new demons, and more to the game, the company announced. So here are the further details on it. Functionality additions: dash function. Added a dash function to Ringo's movement in dungeons and fields. You can switch between normal and dash as you like. With the addition of the dash function, the effect of the summoner skill, Assassin's Stride, has been changed to become undetectable to enemies for a fixed distance. High-speed battle mode. Added a high-speed mode to battle. You can switch between normal and high-speed as you like. So these are two, especially that dash function, essentially for me personally, with most JRPGs these days, you should really and truly have a dash function, especially if your game is dungeon related, and dungeons are pretty big as well in most of these games, and there's a lot of traversing that you've got to do. I mean, being able to just kind of like jog at a slow pace, for those of you that have not played Soul Hackers 2, you kind of like jog around basically around the dungeon, and it's really slow at times. It can be super tedious, especially escaping enemies. There are skills as well to escape enemies sometimes if you don't feel like fighting, but you're burning SP essentially, which are skill points, to basically to get away from them, and it's not really ideal in a sense. So I mean, adding a dash function now as an update, it really should have been there day one, but I am kind of thankful that they have added it. Me personally, I kind of don't have any incentive to go back and play Soul Hackers 2. I have completed the game. I may go back just to see these changes as well. On the high-speed battle mode, I believe high-speed essentially in most JRPGs these days, especially for how long they are, and especially with new players as well. I believe the Trails series do it so well. We obviously see it in Trails of Zero as well, that they add the high-speed mode. High-speed mode just makes things go so much faster, especially in battle. Of course, you can do, especially with most SMT games, you can basically do auto mode basically, but it basically means that the computer will attack for you, and it's just going to be normal attacks, so it's not going to be strategic at all. It will speed up the flow of battle. You can speed up enemy turns, but having a high speed mode just makes things just so much easier for you, so much easier. So getting back into the article, so adjustments: adjusted termination processing of loading screen tips to speed up load times. So this is one thing that I noticed on the PS5 version, especially, of course. For a game that is on the PS5, the load times are extremely slow, and there are a lot of loading screens. You could be doing something as simple as going to a shop to pick up some items and then trying to go back to a dungeon. That essentially is going to take you up to about 10 minutes probably, and it's not good. Probably 5 minutes or so, 5 to 10 minutes or so, and it's not good because that is time pretty much wasted, especially with the PS5 version. You do expect basically no loading times essentially, but there are a lot of loading screens in this game. So it's good that they've terminated the processing of loading screen tips, so it just means that things will probably just move a little bit faster. So back into the article: revised choice controls during soul level increase to reduce mistakes caused by button mashing. When selecting a shop from the city map, you will now fast travel directly to inside of the shop. This is a big help, because this is one gripe that I had with the game as well. It was a small gripe, but whenever you're in the city map and you're trying to fast travel to a shop, it basically fast travels you to the city itself. So you can travel to any shop within the city, but it travels you to the city, so then you have to walk over to the shop, go into the shop. That's another load screen that you have to go through, and then you can purchase things from the shop, which is a bit irritating, but that is how it is. So adjusted frequency of enemy appearances in dungeons. This is one thing as well that kind of got irritating at times. The amount of enemies, I think this is a thing that people had a gripe with a lot of older games back in the day, pretty much games like Dragon Quest, especially of random encounters. Nobody really likes a high frequency of random encounters. Can be extremely annoying. Of course, on this game you are able to slash enemies and stun them and get away, but it can be annoying, especially if you're just turning a corner, for example, and then you see an enemy right in front of you, and then basically you're into a battle that you don't want to be in at the moment in time. So it's good that they've changed that. So they've adjusted ease of inheriting skills during demon fusion, and they have added other minor adjustments. So they have added other additions, so 4 new demons. I always pronounce a lot of demons' names wrong, so don't kill me. Aitvarus, which is, I believe that is the kind of like bird dragony looking thing. He's like a fire dragon basically. He was in SMT5. Isis, Neko Shogun, and Pixie, Devil Summoner Soul Hackers version. So this update will be coming in early November, so be on the lookout for that. These are some nice changes that have been made, but of course we would like to see these things added basically day one essentially. So yeah, that is that. So moving on to the next article, so the next piece of news. So Master Detective Archives rain code details, setting, characters, gameplay mechanics, and more. So we've got some rain code news here for you guys. So getting to the article, Spike Chunsoft has released new information and screenshots for Master Detective Archives Rain Code, the lucid noir adventure game from the creators of the Danganronpa series, introducing its setting, characters, gameplay mechanics, and other basic elements. So of course we know that this game was announced at the Nintendo Direct. I am super interested in this game. This game looks amazing. The art style for this game is really dope. Of course we know it's from the Danganronpa developers as well. So of course that's where the art style comes from. So the game looks really beautiful. It looks really beautiful. So let's get into some of the details of the game. So take on unsolved cases in Kanai Ward, a strange city caged by unending rain. So Master Detective Archives Rain Code takes place in Kanai Ward, a strange city where it constantly rains. The city is divided into several areas, each with a different ambience. Kanai Ward is also the home of a mega corporation. Both the city and company have grown alongside each other, but for some time the city has been under the control of the mega corporation. The government does not function properly, and because of its isolation, there is little interference from the outside world in Kanai Ward. No one can oppose the mega corporation, leaving many mysteries unsolved. So we do have some screenshots here as well. I will be leaving them in the video as well for you guys to see. The game just looks so beautiful. The colors just make it look so much better. I love that purpley type of like neon cyberpunkish looking color. It just looks really dope, man. It is a real original concept as well. It just looks so good. So here are some character introductions. We have 2 character introductions here, so the protagonist and the partner. So the main protagonist is Yuma Kokohead, who is voiced by Lucian Dodge in English and Katsumi Fukuhara in Japanese. So the protagonist suffers from amnesia. His background is unknown, but he was in possession of documents indicating that he was sent to Kanai Ward as a detective in training at an agency in the city. He participates in ongoing investigations. A lack of self-confidence results in a tendency to frequently complain. However, he possesses a strong sense of justice and selflessly tries to help anyone in need. So I'm really hoping as well that the main character is really interesting as well. He seems really interesting. I really hope that everyone takes a liking to him as well. Me especially, I hope I take a liking to him because he looks really dope. It's a dope concept as well to have him there. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to him. So Shinigami is voiced by Anjali, don't kill me for the name, Kunapeheni in English, and Sayumi Susushiro. I'll be leaving the names on screen anyway, so you guys will be able to know for yourself. So a death god contracted to haunt Yuma. She usually appears in her spirit form, only visible to Yuma. Shinigami is constantly floating and bobbing along at his side. Though cheerful and chatty, the death god's sense of morality is quite far removed from that of humans. Her words and actions sometimes confuse Yuma. In the mystery labyrinth, she transforms into a humanoid form and has the power to intervene in matters. So this just looks really dope, man. Shinigami looks really funny too. I can tell it's going to be a real cool duo as well, the two of them, seeing Shinigami and Yuma as well. It's going to be a really cool duo to see. So moving on to the gameplay mechanics. Conduct investigations throughout throughout the city and get to the bottom of a case in the mystery labyrinth. So scour the streets and investigate. The entirety of Canai Ward is rendered in 3D and can be freely explored. Visit various locations including crime scenes and gather leads by conducting interviews. Avoid overlooking hidden clues by thoroughly examining the crime scene from various angles. So of course this game is a crime detection type of game. You're going to be doing a lot of exploring within the crime scene. It does remind me a whole lot of the AI Somnium Files as well. So that series is really good, by the way, if you guys have not checked that out. I do believe it is on Game Pass as well at the moment. I believe the first game is on Game Pass. The second game might be on Game Pass. I'm not too sure. Do not quote me on that. But I do believe the first game is definitely on Game Pass. The second one recently released, just recently. So that game as well, that's definitely worth checking out as well if you want to get kind of a feel what this game might be like as well. So kind of crime detection type of game, similar to like LA Noire as well. But I'm really liking the direction of this game as well. So getting back into the article, the Mystery Labyrinth, a world that embodies mystery. Advance through the Mystery Labyrinth, a realm that embodies the mysteries of the real world, and solve puzzles related to the case in order to achieve the truth. The Mystery Labyrinth is a space where human beings cannot interfere, nor can the mega corporations suppress and cover up inconvenient truths. So man, as I'm gonna keep saying, I'm gonna put the screenshots on screen anyway, so you guys can see, and the article as well in the description. The art style for this game just looks so good, man. Like I could tell that each crime scene is gonna have its own unique type of look. Nothing's gonna look the same. Nothing's gonna look dull. So it's just gonna look really cool, man. So moving on to Mystery Phantoms and Reasoning Deathmatch. This is one thing that I'm really interested in. It does remind me a whole lot of Ace Attorney, the way it's kind of like set out. So as you progress through the Mystery Labyrinth, confront Mystery Phantoms in Reasoning Deathmatches. Mystery Phantoms, an embodiment of the will of the person who is trying to cover up the case and prevent the truth from being revealed. They stand before you and argue against your deductions. So this looks really dope. A Reasoning Deathmatch is really cool. I think this is something that most games should have. Most detective type games should have. I think it's really cool, especially for JRPG as well. So in a Reasoning Deathmatch, it is vital to identify contradictions while dodging the claims but unleashed by a Mystery Phantom. Confront contradictions with evidence and slay the Mystery Phantom with the solution blade to defeat it. This is a real cool type of like battle mechanic, basically. Kind of like negotiation, essentially. Basically convicting your enemy, basically. This is real cool. So Mystery Phantoms appear in the form of characters in the game, but a person modeled by the Mystery Phantom may not necessarily be the culprit. In some cases, the Mystery Phantom is the embodiment of the will of the person who is trying to cover up the case for reasons other than being the culprit. Kind of similar to Persona as well. Persona 5 kind of reminds me of that, basically. You're trying to steal treasure from somebody's heart, essentially. That's what it kind of reminds me of. But that is it for the article. The screenshots are real cool, man. This game, I'm really excited for this game. I cannot wait for it to drop. So that is Rain Code. So that is the new details announced on the game. Of course, as I said, I'll be leaving a link in the description so you guys can read the full article for yourself. This game looks really cool and I'm really excited for this game to drop. So that is going to do it for this edition of the JRPG Roundup Show, guys. It's good to be back as well. Good to have you guys back. I really appreciate you guys as well for subbing and of course liking the videos and watching the videos as well. The views have been real crazy recently, so I really appreciate you guys for that. I hope you guys will stick around with me as well. So that would be it from me to you. This has been your bruv, the big bruv. Please like, sub, share if you do, and I'm gonna catch you guys on the next video. I'm out. Peace.